Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to TTV News with some latest events in the Ninh province. And now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, in the morning of January 9, 2021, the Central Internal Affairs Committee organized a nationwide online conference to summarize the work of the party Internal Affairs Sector in 2020 and to deploy the task in 2021. Mr. Trần Quốc Vượng, member of the Politburo, Standing Secretariat, attended and directed the conference. Attending the conference and the report of the Ninh province, there were Mr. Nguyễn Thành Tâm, Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, Chairman of the Provincial People Council.
In 2020, the party's internal affairs sector has implemented synchronously the work contents, basically ensure the progress according to the proposed work program, promptly and effectively implementing many unexpected tasks, completing quite comprehensive site tasks. The Central Internal Affairs Committee has focused on building and completing 9 major projects and coordinating in building and completing many other important projects. The Secretariat issued many important documents on internal affairs, anti-corruption, judicial reform, coordinating, advising and proposing directions for effective handling of many cases of corruption, serious and complicated economic cases. The public concern with the viewpoint no restricted zone, no exception, high concentration on research and comments on draft documents, and appraisal of the work of hectares serving the party Congress of the province for the term of 2020-2025 and the 13th Congress of the party. Speaking at the conference, Mr. Trần Quốc Vượng highly appreciated and praised the achievements of the entire party's internal affairs sector in 2020 and during the 12th term of the party assembly. Regarding the task in 2021, the Standing Committee of the Central Secretariat directed the party's internal affairs sector to focus on researching and advising the Politburo, the Secretariat to lead the institutionalization and concretization of views and guidelines major orientation on internal affairs, anti-corruption, judicial reform, especially advised the 13th Party Central Executive Committee to lead the construction of perfect institutions, policies, laws, overcoming void gaps in policies and laws on socio-economic management and anti-corruption.
Recently, Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, Chairman of the People Council of the Ninh province, Nguyễn Thành Tâm, had a meeting to expect the prevention of COVID-19 epidemic in Chau Thanh district. The delegation checked the actual epidemic prevention at the mobile anti-epidemic post of the border post and foot-on border gate. Over the past time, the epidemic prevention from outside into the locality has been radically and strictly implemented by the steering committee of Chau Thanh district and the Provincial Border Guard Command, especially the patrol and prevention of illegal exit and entry into Vietnam, route trails and open paths. The district has set up 21 blocking and 2 mobile patrol teams to control favorable terrain areas where subjects may cross the border illegally. Arranged to alternate each post with full 3 forces, rule out 24 by 24 hours. Along the border lines, the border post also established 10 more anti-epidemic control teams. In addition, the district also has focused on strictly managing the home isolation of foreigners returning home in Chau Thanh district. Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, Chairman of the People Council of the Ninh province, Nguyễn Thành Tâm, also reminded the locality and border forces in Chau Thanh district to continue to strengthen the peak of control over the border area under the general direction of the Prime Minister, especially during the upcoming Lunar New Year celebration. At the same time, Chau Thanh district also had to review and ensure the more and living conditions for the forces stationed and the posts on the border area. In addition to strengthen propaganda for people to be active in denunciation and information of cases of illegal exit and entry to strictly handle according to the provision of law.
Except for requesting localities and departments to immediately implement tasks from the early days of the year, Mr. Nguyễn Thành Ngọc, Deputy Secretary of the Ninh Provincial Party Committee, Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, requests to rush thoroughly and implement a number of urgent tasks before, during and after the Lunar New Year 2021. First of all, it will seamlessly implement solutions to ensure social order and safety, traffic safety, environmental sanitation, food safety and hygiene, and care for the vulnerable people in society.
Là chúng ta tập trung
We focus on mobilizing resources and while taking care of policy families and poor households so that everyone and every family can enjoy the Lunar New Year in the most peaceful way. It avoids the omission, duplication or wrong object causing frustration. Agencies and localities need to ensure duty and fire prevention for 24 per 24 hours. Strictly complying with the direction of the central and the province. Currently, the subordinates do not organize New Year wishes or give gifts to superiors. In particular, carers and civil servants do not use public access, public vehicles for their own work, go to the early spring festival, pay attention to and direct carers and civil servants to set an example in the implementation of Decree 100 of the government. People who drink alcohol or beer do not join the traffic. Departments and rangers strictly implement the regime of on-duty, reporting and communication. Strengthen the prevention of illegal entry and exit across the border with a more drastic spirit, while ensure epidemic prevention. Immediately after the end of that holiday, it is necessary to return to normal work with a new determination and spirit. The whole political system unanimously carried out successfully the assigned tasks, making TayNinhTV sustainably develop.
At the online conference taking place on January 8, 2021, implementing the 2021 tasks of the Ministry of Planning and Investment, Mr. Bùi Tuấn, head of the Department of Business Registration, reported on the Enterprise Law 2020, taking effect from January 1, 2021. The Enterprise Law 2020 is enacted with the aim of continuing to create a more favorable and secure business environment for the establishment and operation of enterprise with 5 important reforms. 5 key reforms include cutting administrative procedure and facilitating the establishment of businesses, improving the legal framework of corporate governance, and enhancing the rotation of investors and shareholders according to international standard and practice, improving governance effectiveness of state-owned enterprise in the spirit of Resolution Number 2 of the Central Executive Committee, contributing to supplementing capital market development channel in order to diversify capital sources for production, business investment, facilitating the reorganization and business purchase and sales, in order to ensure that the new provision of the law quickly come to life. In the process of building the law, the leaders of the ministry have instructed functional units to take the initiative in drafting the rules, including the rule about business registration. On January 4, 2021, the Prime Minister signed the Decree Number 1, and this decree takes effect from the date of its signing. According to Mr. Bùi Tuấn, after implementing this reform, the business startup process in Vietnam will be reduced from 8 procedures 16 days to only 3 procedures with 6 days, contributing to a great step in entrepreneurship in Vietnam.
In 2020, the area of cassava cultivation in the province was estimated at over 60,300 hectares, accounting for 23.23% of the annual crop area of the province, an increase of nearly 7,200 hectares compared to the same period in 2019. The area of cassava increased significantly in districts Tân Châu of over 2,800 hectares, Tân Biên of nearly 1,800 hectares, and U Minh Châu of over 1,500 hectares. The cultivated area of cassava increased the most in winter-spring crop, with nearly 3,800 hectares and season crop of over 2,500 hectares. In 2020, although the cassava plant was still affected by leaf mosaic disease, but growing cassava still brings high economic efficiency, so people continue to cultivate on the harvested cassava area and the destroyed sugarcane area, as well as the newly liquidated rubber area. In addition, thanks to the increased and stable cassava price, people strengthened the care, so the overall productivity of the province in 2020 reached about 32 tons per hectare. The productivity for the whole year was estimated at 1.8 million tons, increasing nearly 186,000 tons over the same period in 2019.
Ladies and gentlemen, recently the People Committee of Hoa Thanh Town had a conference on implementing the tasks of socio-economic development in 2021. Attending the meeting, there was Secretary of Hoa Thanh Town Party Committee, Nguyễn Nam Hưng. In 2021, Hoa Thanh Town set a target to strive on specific fields such as the raw rate of production value of major economic branches of 6%, in which industry construction sector rose 6.65%, trade service sector rise 6.5%, agriculture, forestry, fishery sector increased 0.15%. Budget revenue strive to reaching over 380 billion Vietnam dong. To build Long Thành Nam and Trường Tây communes to create an advanced new countryside, creating additional jobs for 2,000 workers, reducing the rate of near poor households to 0.15%. In addition, economic development, the town continued to implement well the policy of gratitude and social security, effectively implement patriotic emulation movements. Speaking at the conference, Secretary of the Hoa Thanh Town Party Committee, Nguyễn Nam Hưng, suggested that the Town People Committee drastically lead, direct and focus on well implementing the breakthrough program and key projects of the localities, promoting the administration of the state budget to meet the requirement of socio-economic development in 2021. At the same time, while implementing the dual goal of effectively preventing and controlling epidemic and developing socio-economy, taking care of that for object, while repairing the condition for the election of the deputy to the 15th National Assembly and the People Council at all levels for the term of 2021-2026. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for joining with us and see you next time.